Hello folks, and welcome back to another Wise Game video. In today's video, we're going to be covering Shadowlands. Today we're actually going to be looking at the new season that just arrived for Shadowlands today. So the date for the season is December 8th, 2020. In this new exciting patch, they introduced the new raid called Castle Nathria. And they also introduced the seasons now for PvP, which is what I'm going to be covering in today's video. So we'll be looking at things like conquest points, rated arenas, and also rated RPG battlegrounds. And of course the honor system, the vendors, and all the above. So let's get started with Shadowlands Season 1 PvP. Now just bear with me because at the time that I'm making today's video, the game is down due to maintenance. So I'm going to try to do the best I can to get the points across in today's video. So what does this all mean as far as PvP Season 1? Well, up until now when we started playing Shadowlands, ever since November 23rd, the only PvP that we could actually accumulate was honor points, which we could also upgrade our PvP gear with the vendors that we see here that are located in the Enclave in Oribus, with these funky names that I'm not even going to try to pronounce. So, the vendor to the far left that we see right here, he's going to be your honor PvP gear vendor. And he does sell gear for every slot, so he even has trinkets, rings, necks, chest, shoulders, weapon, so on and so forth. Next we have Aggressor Zodash, and this is our upgrade vendor, which works similar to the way that we used to upgrade gear in past expansions, which requires honor points. So in short, to buy the new gear, you need honor points, and then to upgrade the gear, you need again honor points. But there's one added currency that you're also going to need. And this is called Renown Points. Renown Points is tied to PvP, which is also going to make it too where we can't really rush through the gearing system when it comes to PvP because Renown is tied to time gating, meaning you can only get a few Renown levels per week. So what this means is that you're going to start to need Renown Points once you upgrade to item level 171. So what we see here is that they actually go by the ranks. So there is 7 ranks in upgrading your gear. So rank 2 to 3 requires 0 renown points. And then rank 4 to 5 requires 7 renown points. And then rank 6 to 7 is going to require 22 renown points. So we could see that this is going to take quite a bit of time. Now I also want to add too that you don't have to wait until level 60 to start accumulating honor points. When I hit level 60, I actually already had about 4,000 honor points. So once you're leveling from level 50, you can queue up for battlegrounds. This is going to give you a real nice head start when it comes to getting some gear the first day you reach level 60. So if you want to see more information about the honor gear, the item levels and all that, just visit the PvP vendor. Next we're going to get into the juice of today's video, and that's the rated PvP which they came out with today in Season 1 for rated arenas and battlegrounds. So looking back at the vendors here, the vendor in the center is the guy that we're going to be using now for conquest points. He starts by selling item level 200 PvP gear, which can also be upgraded just like the honor gear by using honor points upon increasing your PvP rank. So as we see here, again, for item level 200, you don't need any ranks or ratings. But then to go up higher in item levels, you do. So Combatant, which is 1400 to 1599 ratings, is going to give you an item level of 207. Challenger, you need the ratings of 1600 to 1799, and the item level is 213. And then for Rival, which is 1800 to 2099, is going to give you item level 220. And then Duelist, which is 2100 plus, which will give you an item level of 226. So yes, as we see, the system is much better than Battle for Azeroth. At least now, if you do get the ratings, you can now just gear alone, just doing PvP. But that's the thing, if you could get the ratings. Now, the next part could get a little confusing, but it's very important. There is a cap on how much conquest points you can earn during the season, which is going to make this, again, very time-gated. The cap's going to increase by 550 each week. This means that during week 1, the cap is, again, 550, which is now going to make week 2, the cap is going to be 1100 conquest points. But they also have a catch-up mechanism, which is really cool. So if you miss week 1, or you don't have the partners yet, or whatnot, they actually have a fix for that. So if you earn no conquest during week 1, you will then be able to earn 1100 conquests during week 2. And then it works this way too. Say if you only made 400 conquests during week 1, you will now be able to earn 700 conquest points during week 2. And then last but not least, you should not have to wait for conduit upgrades. Conduits appear at higher rank on the vendor automatically when your rating increases. So again, guys, this is really going to call for a lot of ratings. So next we're going to take a look at the costs when it comes to conquest gear. So we could see that gladiator trinkets, wrists, cloaks, rings, and necks are going to cost you 525 conquest points. Two-handed weapons is going to cost you 1800 conquest points. One-handed weapons are going to cost you 900 conquest points. Offhands, 450 conquest points. Chest helmets and legs, 875 conquest. Damaged trinkets, boots, gloves, shoulders, and belt, 700 conquest. Conduits, 200 conquest points. So this will also be a way to build up your conduits. And I also want to mention really quick, guys, is that there was a requirement where you had to get 5,000 conquest points before purchasing a weapon from the vendor. This is going to be removed now on December 8th, 2020. So again, for a two-handed weapon, you're only going to need now the 1800. Next up is a huge addition that they added to Shadowlands, and it's called the Weekly Vault. The Weekly Vault is going to be tied to raids, mythics, and also PvP. Earning honor from rated PvP will now grant you a roll chance when it comes to using this system, which will give you greater options every week when you pick a single reward. Earning honor only from rated PvP activities will give you this option, with up to 3 extra chances. So you will need 1250 honor points, 2500 honor points, and 6250 honor points. Again, to give you another piece of gear at the end of the week. So here is an image right here of what the actual vault's going to look like. So again, if you do all 3 of these events in a week, you could really gear up pretty quick. Personally, I'm not even into doing PvE at all this time. But yeah, if you do all the above, it's just going to give you more options now using the Great Vault. And again, the location of this is going to be in Erebus in the Hall of Holden, which is where your bank is. Now, I'm going to share my feelings and feedback right now of how I feel the direction of PvP is going when it comes to Shadowlands. Comparing this to Legions and Battle for Azeroth, it's a huge step forward. At least now, PvP has had the option of actually getting good gear in the game that they could pick and choose from. It's not just RNG and predetermined any longer. Now, when it comes to the actual gearing system in Shadowlands, I'm still not fond about one thing. And that is, I wish that there was a more PvP stat in the game. I wish that resilience came back, or PvP power, something besides versatility that we see right now. The reason why I'm not a big fan about versatility is because you could also get it in raids and mythics, which I did mention in some past videos, but I still feel like for a true PvP experience, the gear has to be geared only for PvP. And the main reason is because I've been seeing over the last week or two that in Battlegrounds, most of the people that I did inspect and look up happened to be mythic geared, and they were kicking ass in PvP. So another way of putting this is that if you want to get a great PvP set, you should have to PvP to get that set. And the same for raid gear. You should have to raid to get raid gear. That's the way that the game always has been through some of the best expansions from the Burning Crusade right up to Warlords of Draenor. And then there was also other expansions like MoP, which was one of my favorite when it came to PvP, and even Warlords of Draenor, where you did not need high ratings to fully gear in PvP. They only had for high raiders back in those days was just cosmetics, which may again force a lot of PvPers that feel like that they can't get the ratings to now have to resort again to PvE means. Now again, this is not me complaining, guys. This is just what I realized in the game, and I wanted to share along with you folks. So I guess we'll just have to harness our skills, sharpen our weapons, and see what happens in PvP Shadowlands. Again, as always, I thank you for watching Wise Gamer. Feel free to sub up for more cool videos coming your way, and comment down below because as always we love to hear from you. And I also want to mention that any guides I use in today's video will have a link in the description panel of this video. So good luck in the season, and we will catch you in game. Until then, you guys have yourself a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.